right, of course, because I should know who that is.
I don't care what you think.
I'll tell you something that rubbed me right.
Felger and Mazz on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
No, I think characterizing the relationship as a power struggle is unfair. I look at these roles as a partnership, as someone that I can bounce ideas off of, he can bounce ideas off of. Ultimately, again, this is about needing to do everything we possibly can to give ourselves to have the best, 135 games from here forward. I actually think I have a very good working relationship with Alex. Certainly, neither of us was satisfied with the start that we got off to, but we continued to bounce ideas off of each other to put all potential solutions on the table. Ultimately, as an organization, as a baseball operation, alongside ownership, we reached the decision yesterday to make these changes.
That you heard yesterday, that was probably lie and bull crap number one. Craig Breslow categorically won a power struggle at Fenway Park. And as we will discuss here coming up on the program, absolutely got out ahead of what was coming his way, just like it was coming the way of Chaim Bloom. He was able to do what Chaim Bloom was unable to do, which was to head off the snake and cut the snake off at the head of the snake and preserve his job, and it cost Alex Cora his in the process, and that is categorically what happened over the weekend, and that's where we will start. On a Re-Entry Monday, Re-Entry Mondays here are brought to you by our friends at Blue Bear. When it comes to plumbing, heating, and air, no one compares to Blue Bear. When you call Blue Bear, you can expect expert service from their friendly staff for all your heating and plumbing services. For more information or to book your appointment today, visit BlueBearPlumbing.com. You can call us on whatever you want. Another very busy weekend. Patriots concluded their draft. Mike Vrabel is somehow back at work today, which is like the most surprising little nugget I've heard in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Super speed therapy.
Oh, my God. So Bruins, Celtics, playoffs, all of it. So it's all on the table. 617-779-0985. But we start with the firing of Alex Cora. Big Jim Murray is in for Mazz, who's off this week. Matt McCarthy's in our update studio. Jim, what are your leadoff takes on this?
So my main three takeaways from the Cora and coaching staff firing are this. I don't feel the least bit bad for Alex Cora. He was clearly checked out, playing favorites, alienating young players like Marcelo Meyer, getting in the way of their development. And we've seen how many slow starts under this guy since they won in 2018. And not to mention, it's now clear, based on his social media posts since he got fired, happy, I'm happy. All right, you don't even want to be here anymore because you were miserable, so good riddance to Alex Cora. Two, like you said, Mike, this is also a clear power play by Craig Breslow because you hear some of the reporting over the weekend since all this happened, and the likes of Ian Brown, who was on with Toucher and Hardy this morning. Cora helped sack Chaim Bloom. So Craig Breslow knew it was all a matter of time. So maybe Cora starts getting in the ear of ownership again. No, this a-hole, look at the lineup he put together. What am I supposed to do? I'll make a chicken salad out of chicken crap. It's all his fault. So Breslow struck first in the middle of a series in Baltimore. I mean, I'm not surprised that it happened, but that it happened in the middle of a series? Usually you wait till a day off when you get news like this. The middle of a series? Like, that's kind of crazy. So he struck first. But then lastly, it's kind of late and meaningless. All right, so Cora's sucked and he's checked out, but it's not primarily his fault. The roster blows. It starts at the top with Craig Breslow and this ownership. They can't fire themselves. And so, why now? Like now, all right, you've done it, Craig Breslow, but you now got to own it. This is, like Sam Kennedy said, essentially, this is your team now. So you're now exposed with not even May 1st. It's not even the end of April, so that you got to truly own it if they continue to suck, and I think that they're going to.
Yeah, I mean, everything you guys just said is 100% true. Craig Breslow has seized power within the organization. He won the power struggle, and this undeniably was a purge of Alex Cora and everything associated with Alex Cora. I mean, even just the coaches they kept and the coaches they got rid of, all the guys they got rid of were Cora guys. And undeniably, this was a clean break from anything associated with Alex Cora, which to me, I think was needed. I mean, good riddance to the guy. And he's not the biggest problem. Undeniably, he's not the biggest problem. They've got ownership issues. Roster construction is a bigger problem. But don't tell me that Alex Cora wasn't a problem too. And I've heard this from fans over the last couple of days. Like, oh, why fire the manager? He's not the biggest problem. Because he's not a part of the solution. Alex Cora was more interested in fighting general managers than he was in managing a baseball team. He was more interested in protecting his guys on the roster and his guys in the coaching staff, which I'm sure we'll get into later, than managing a baseball team. Like, that ended up being his undoing. The politics, the backstabbing, everything. And in the process, he conditioned losing around here, which we'll get into in the comments made by guys like Trevor Story yesterday. Alex Cora undeniably was a problem. Biggest problem? No, the problems run deeper than him. But if you want to start to fix this thing, and if you want to get a real general manager in here after Breslow when he gets fired, because now the bullseye is squarely on his back, clearly based on Sam Kennedy's comments yesterday, you can't have Alex Cora lingering around. There is no way any general manager worth his salt would want to come in and have Alex Cora be his manager. It's one of the reasons Breslow's here in the first place. He had to go, and he had to go first.
There are just so many problems with the organization. I'm just reading over the weekend. It's like it's one a-hole after the next. Honestly, like all of them. I got something for all of them. Okay, but the news item is Alex Cora got fired. So let's start with Alex Cora, which you have. Goodbye. See you. Bye. What an overrated guy this was. My goodness. And it was time. I think it's been time for a while for Alex Cora. This is overrated, backstabbing, passive-aggressive, rabbit-eared, distracted. I think a guy that reached his expiration date a while ago. I really did. Where he starts listening more to a guy that was more consumed with some of the outside noise, more consumed with some power play with his general manager, more consumed with some sort of making some point of look at what they've given me. He was more interested in that crap than he was in managing the team in front of him. And it's been that way for a while. And it was obvious, I think, with this guy. A guy that, just the kind of guy that I can't stand that plays the media. Oh, and it's just so obvious in this town who Alex Cora's guys are in the media. Isn't it like just so?
Oh, yeah.
Get used to it over the next few days, too. It's not going to stop.
Well, good. Bring it to me. Let's have a good back and forth. Further expose yourself. You don't need much to know who Alex Cora plays favorites with in the media. And so the support shield around Alex Cora. So I just think this is a guy that for a while was more consumed with that bucket of stuff than he was the actual team on the field and doing what it took to manage the guys in front of him who were obviously imperfect and obviously not what he was accustomed to, obviously. And Breslow sucks too, obviously. But what's the job? The job's to manage the guys in front of you, and he was more consumed with proving some point against Chaim Bloom or Craig Breslow, more consumed with what guys were saying about him in the media and then trying to shape it with his buddies in the media, and then playing favorites with the players in the locker room. Bye. See you. God. Could you be more overrated than this guy?
8 years on the job, 3 playoff appearances.
It's just, and it was so obvious how this year he was just playing nice, but he just tiptoe up, so like, all of his comments in the past. Well, the roster is the roster. And this year he would, he wouldn't go quite as far as that, but it'd be like, it was like the first week of the year. It's awful difficult getting all these guys in the lineup. And if you don't think so, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, where the hell did that come from? No one even said anything, Alex. So he's already in some ping match with his GM, and the season isn't. That was like 3 days into the year,
right?
So he became obsessed with that stuff. This is how we have to play. The roster is the roster. The thing to Ken Rosenthal a couple weeks ago, where they're talking about signing these in that series in St. Louis, or signing these young players before they get to the majors to long extensions. He says, well, it doesn't always work out. He's like complaining about the extensions to Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer and Christian Campbell and all of them, which may be the wrong move. But Alex, what are you doing?
That's not your job. He wasn't interested in doing his job. He was interested in trying to do everybody else's job.
He was just interested in the office politics.
And looking like he was right. And putting out spite lineups, having guys batting cleanup that shouldn't be, leaving pitchers in too long. No, he wasn't managing to win. He was managing to prove a point.
And so he was this guy for a while.
Yeah, it's been this way for years.
And what a-hole tweets and things that he said. You were talking about happy.
Yeah, that's all. Happy. I'm happy.
What an a-hole.
Baby.
Dude, you failed. You just failed. You just got fired. After making the playoffs and winning a World Series, you just failed the organization. You failed on your job. You failed. I'm happy. What an a-hole, because he's just concerned about, well, maybe he's got the next gig and I'm straight. It's that guy's problem, not mine. He's just obsessed with that thing versus doing the job. And he's been like that for a while, but his friends in the media protect him, and he's just that kind of guy. Oh, and if he were a better manager, I would think it would all be worth it. Good grief. What does he do? He's supposed to manage personalities, right? I don't think he sets the lineup, by the way. It's interesting he's complaining about the outfield. I don't think he sets the lineup. I don't think any of the managers set the lineup. I think that's done upstairs. So it's his job to manage it. What personalities does he manage?
Well, I mean, look, go back to the Rafael Devers situation, which last year, again, he probably skated criticism on. Rafael Devers is your star player. You're supposed to manage that, get him on board, get him rowing in the right direction. And instead, he puts it all on Breslow, makes Breslow go talk to him, and Devers is gone. I mean, doesn't Cora deserve some blame, a lot of blame for the way that thing played out? Of course he does.
If he can't navigate the personalities of Rafi Devers and Alex Bregman in third base, why do you have him?
Second highest paid manager in the league.
What's he there for? I don't think he's making out the lineup card.
I don't know about that. Lineup was pretty different yesterday with Tracy in, and that's probably even more Breslow.
Well, maybe. So, I mean, that's an interesting point. All of a sudden, Roman Anthony's back is better?
Right. And batting third, and Story's out of the lineup.
And all of a sudden, Trevor Story's out. So maybe,
But to your point, Mike, there's probably infighting about the lineup because Cora's fighting the general manager on everything else.
It's all he cared about. He cared more about that bucket of crap. His GM, how it looked, what people are saying, what's the narrative. He cared more about that for a long time than he did about actually winning. And it's about time. They never should have extended him. He never should have signed it. And he deserves to go. Bye-bye.
You know, it's the third longest tenure in the history of the Red Sox for managers.
Isn't
that
grief.
Crazy?
I mean, my God, the way people carried on about the guy. Like, geez, what did he do?
One with a stacked roster in 2018.
I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad manager.
But he's overrated. You're right.
Oh, my God. I mean, when he came in and he brought all those qualities that he had as a player, yes, you could. We all bought in. We should have. A guy who knew the game really well and was sort of hardworking and intangible and all those things that he was as a player, that you loved as a player. He brought when he came onto the job. But he got poisoned. He got poisoned by the job or that office or this environment or whatever it is. And not even by the end, not long after, he became paranoid, backbiting, backstabbing, insular. He became all those things. And see you. Goodbye. And I look forward to all his buddies in the media telling me how he was done wrong. It's great. I want a good old-fashioned Red Sox smear campaign and a defense campaign.
You're going to get it.
Yeah,
I'm here.
We're going to get it.
I'm here for it.
It's already started. I mean, some of the comments over the weekend, Lou, Buster Olney, our guy Carabas, everybody.
Okay, so I'm here for it. What do these guys got to say? Let me know. Well, what do you got to say for it? We're starting with Cora because that's who got it. Deservedly so. See ya. 617-779-0985 to you right after this.
Boston's best sports talk. You can count on it.
2 plus 2 is a 5.
Me sento un po' pacchiato perché Roma
Felger and Mazz.
le usanze. Look, we have to empower our chief baseball officer, Craig, and his team to run the baseball operation. There's a sacred sort of partnership between the front office and the clubhouse, and so that's what I mean by that. Craig and his team are leading the baseball operation. They have been ever since we hired him, and so that's what I meant by that. And our job is to identify the people to lead the baseball operation and to get behind them and support them at every turn.
Oh, my God. I got a good laugh out of that one, too. The sacred partnership? The sacred partnership.
How many GMs has he fired?
We have to empower our baseball field. There's a sacred partnership.
Used car salesman worm.
Oh, my God.
Another a-hole.
Oh, my. The sanctity of the sacred partnership of you and your baseball puppet. I mean, your baseball people. Like, you don't get involved in baseball decisions. Oh, my God. Make me laugh. Oh, God, that was rich. The sacred partnership. We have to empower our baseball, and there's a sacred partnership.
Didn't they fire Dombrowski during a Patriots game, right? Didn't they do that?
Oh, my God. The level of bullcrap just you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming, too. You just didn't know what form it was going to take. That was a good one.
Well, you said a weekend of a-holes, so you get the usual smarmy nonsense from Sam Kennedy, but I think he's an a-hole used car salesman, but the biggest a-hole of all is the owner. You're in town in Baltimore with this firing. You approved it and signed off on it. It should be you in front of the microphone, not your mouthpiece, Sam Kennedy.
If not in front of the microphone, how about when you address the team? You read that he just stood there against the wall?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You read that detail?
Yeah.
So when they addressed the team, it was a 7-minute talk. It was 2 minutes by Craig Breslow. It was 3 to 5 minutes of the new guy. What's his name?
Chad Tracy.
I'm going to do my best to just not remember the name.
Well, don't worry, because Breslow made it very clear he's not going to have the job for the rest of the year.
I think it's going to be far more effective if I can just say, who's that guy? That guy? Who is it? What's his name? Say it again.
Chad Tracy.
Chad Tracy. Again, I'm excellent at forgetting names.
Soon to be Craig Breslow's newest scapegoat.
So that guy spoke for 3 to 5 minutes, and Alex and Sam Kennedy and John Henry stood there along the wall and didn't say a word. So, yeah, it'd be kind of nice if the owner could speak, and if not to us and to the team. I don't know, just for a second, a couple words? No. So that's obvious, but no. Sam and the ownership would never want to infringe on the power of their baseball people. They would never violate the sanctity.
It's sacred.
The sacred relationship. Oh, but make no mistake, they put it right on Craig Breslow. They set him up to be next.
Well, he is next.
Which is how it should be. Yeah. I mean, I actually don't have a problem with this, but they made no mistake. This was Craig Breslow's doing, and we're standing behind it, but this was all him. Number 4, Jimmy, if you could. Sam Kennedy, number 4.
Yeah, look, Craig leads our baseball operation, and he's made several bold decisions and recommendations, and this was one of them, and we fully support it, and that's why we took the action we took yesterday.
Okay.
Don't look at us.
It's
this
all
is Craig's operation now.
This is one they're going to give the GM full credit for.
Do you guys buy that?
No, of course not.
No, I actually do. And here's why. I think they were more than happy to, and I think they signed off on it.
Well, I mean, of course.
Yeah, but I do think Breslow was probably the driving force behind getting Cora out.
Oh, no, I mean, I agree with that, but it's not his call.
No, I mean, I think he's probably the one who was pounding the table the hardest for it.
Yes.
But yes, it is ultimately ownership's decision. And as a result, because Breslow is the one, saying we need to do this, it's so easy for them to then put it all on him.
Right.
I mean, Breslow got up there knowing yesterday they were going to put it all on him. I mean, I'll at least give him credit for this. He's willing to take the heat on it. I mean, he's willing to, to go up there and sit next to Sam Kennedy while he says that.
They might have been on the verge of blowing the whole thing up.
Right.
And Breslow said, well, listen, why don't we try this first? And, okay, fine. It's not Breslow's decision.
I think he pushed for it strongly.
100% he pushed for it. But he doesn't make that call. Let's take some of your calls. Niles in Virginia. Go ahead, lead us off.
Hey, guys, I want to say this. You might as well rename Sam Kennedy Waylon Smithers at this point, because all it is a yes-man ownership. As for John Henry, you need to answer your critics. People in Boston want to hear from you. People in Liverpool are saying enough is enough. Answer them.
Well,
you fired your manager. Answer people.
I mean, they've long since decided that the heat he catches for not saying anything is better than the heat he will catch when he says something. So they're just taking their medicine on that. They decided a long time ago he's not going to talk.
I think that's a miscalculation.
I agree.
At this point.
I think he's better on his feet than they give him credit for.
I do too.
And I think he
was on record, right? That one of that last times he actually spoke, saying, "I just put my foot in my mouth there," and he hasn't spoken since.
Well, I think he tells the truth, his truth. I mean, when he talked to one of those fan fests, and he say, these baseball players are expensive. I mean, that gives it, and he gets hammered for it. So they tell him not to talk, but he's giving you insight into how he's thinking. I'd let him talk. I think the bigger one is just standing there against the wall in the team meeting with the players. My God, could you give them a few words? Stone and Natick. Go ahead, Stone.
Anytime Sam Kennedy talks, it goes right up my ass. And you guys are right. Cora was just as big of an a-hole as all these other clowns running this team. Your thoughts?
I just think he became another one of these old school Red Sox managers, in maybe more ways than one. Maybe, but paranoid, insular, rabbit-eared.
He was about settling scores, his own personal scores, than actually helping the team.
Office politics, like all that crap. And I think he became that guy. I think he became that guy a while ago. I don't think he was that guy when he took the job. I think when he took the job,
definitely not. No.
He carried a lot of those qualities that we loved when he was a player, and he had it. And I think he had all those things. But I think either he just turned or the job poisoned him. But he became just one of those guys.
At his core, he's a good manager, but that was a long time ago, man.
Max in North Carolina, go.
Hey, how's it going? I think this whole Cora thing is just the way the guy's taking a victory lap and going around town. He went to the North End, took his picture there, was smiling on the plane, and then these tweets. I mean, what a petty guy. And then to hear Trevor Story, a guy who's hitting a $200, talk about him like that. I mean, what are we doing? I think at some point, as management knows these guys need a win, I wouldn't be shocked. Do you think they can move off some of these Cora loyalists?
Okay, we're going to get to the player thing, and I'm sort of for cutting you off. The victory lap that Cora took, it tells you all you need to know.
It's unbelievable.
He doesn't even get that he failed. He doesn't even get that he fell on his face. The owner loves him. The owner just gave him a big contract. The owner did not want to fire him. They're in last place, and he's going around out there doing somersaults? What an a-hole.
What was the analogy you used in the email? I loved it.
Oh, he's the petty ex-girlfriend?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he is. He has gone full-blown ex-girlfriend, posting all kinds of stuff on, see, look how happy I am. Look at what I'm doing. Look at how hot I am. That's exactly what Alex Cora has done over the last 36 hours. So as a Red Sox fan, like the folks who are defending Cora, and they're out there, how do you look at this and say, I want that guy managing the team? He was a good manager long ago. He's not now.
If this guy were a mensch, he would say, I feel horrible about what happened to the team, and I was a part of it.
I got burnt out. It was time for me to go.
Not even. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to say it was time for me to go, Murray. No.
But I think it was clear that it was.
Show some
humility.
Show some humility, some responsibility. They're in last place. They suck. You were the captain of a ship that sank. And you're going to be out there like dancing around like, look at me? That's what I'm talking about. He didn't care about the win. He was more concerned about his thing than he was about the team winning or losing. And he's proven it to you since he got fired.
He hit reply all on a company email at 4 a.m. saying the Coras will be okay. Dude.
You're the manager of a last place team who just got fired. The owner loves you and just signed you to a lot. Do you know how bad you had to be? How rotten it had to be for John Henry to fire you? You think John Henry wants to pay off your contract? Never mind the fact that he liked you and it deferred to you for most things. You're the last guy. You did such a bad job, and the team was so bad, and you were a part of it, that John Henry agreed to fire you. And you're going to walk around like you're on some sort of victory lap? I'm happy? That's it. I mean, that's no clearer indication than that. Oh, my God.
Consecutive last place finishes in 22-23. Last place right now. Terrible defense. He won a lot of fans over by winning that World Series in 2018 with a stacked roster. But he's good, but he's wildly overrated.
He lost his
way. And
way.
he's going to prance around, hit and reply. All the Coras will be just fine. Happy. Yeah, the ex-girlfriend who's now saying, look how hot I am.
How about I was a part of a team that underachieved, and I feel that responsibility.
That's all.
Yep. I mean, he's not saying that. He's not carrying himself like that. But if he truly was grounded and where he should be, that's how he should be taking this. You know, a player, if they have half a bit of, if they get it, a player today on that team is saying, we feel horrible, we got him fired.
That's what Crochet said. Good on him.
Good for him. He gets it. Alex Cora should be walking around and letting everybody else fill in the blanks of how he got screwed, the roster wasn't good. Like, let everybody else say that. You say, I bear responsibility for where we are, which is last place, and I feel horrible about that.
He got, hitting coaches fired too, assistant coaches, guys like that. Cora is going to be fine. He's making $8 million. He got Pete Fatsy fired too, like guys like that.
Happy!
Hooray!
Happy! Seriously. Let's get to the players next, shall we? Here's McCarthy with an update first. I want to get to the gossip first.
Everything you said is right.
Felger and Mazz, the Sports Hub.
It really comes down to the belief that we have in the players and the belief that we have in the group to accomplish what we set out to accomplish. And by acting today, it gives us 135 games ahead of us. So we've got almost a full season's worth of run to take advantage of this fresh start and ultimately to compete for a division and a deep postseason run in the way that we talked about it and envisioned and believed, heading into spring training.
Another bot off the assembly line of clones. They'll find another guy, another handsome white guy with short cropped dark hair who went to Yale. There's just an endless conveyor belt of those clones. They'll find the next guy. I'm not worried about him or the next guy. They'll all be the same. Bloom, Breslow, what's the diff? They're all the same. Oh, these players. Matt McCarthy and Big Jim Murray alongside. Headline in The Athletic. Angry Sox players blast front office's purge of Cora and the coaches. Globe, the lead. Shocked, disappointed, and verging on angry. Red Sox players tried to understand Sunday the organization's decision to fire Cora on Saturday night, processing the paradigm shift without much of an explanation from their bosses. Trevor Story. Matt McCarthy, I'll start with Trevor Story, often cited internally as a leader of the team, said Breslow's explanation for firing Cora and 6 coaches was, quote, not satisfactory. And he intended to approach Breslow later on Sunday to discuss it further. Quote, there just has to be more conversations, Story said. It's kind of up in the air what the true direction of the franchise is. The situation is just tough for the guys that were let go because they're some of the best coaches in the world and they care more than anybody and just felt like they didn't get a fair shot. Reading that was from the Globe. The Athletic said that Trevor Story said that the message and explanation from Breslow were not satisfactory and that he needed to talk to Breslow today.
I need to talk to the manager.
I'm just laughing like
angry Karen
Story. I was going to say Karen Story. Yeah.
What Story hitting?
$1.98.
Story said he wished the clubhouse had been consulted first.
Sure.
But that's, quote, not the nature of the business, end quote. If this shows us anything, Story said, it's we're here to play baseball, and that's it. I'll stop right there. No, really? What? No, what? You're just there to play baseball? No.
That's what they're paying you for. So going back to that, it was Breslow who delivered this message while Sam Kennedy and John Henry just sat against the wall. It's the right message, wrong guy. Guys, shut up. Do your jobs because you've underachieved and sucked at it thus far. Just play baseball.
If this shows us anything, we're just here to play baseball and that's it. Well, you could have confused me. I thought, Trevor, that the organization had to consult their starting shortstop who makes how much?
$23 million a year, $140 over 6.
Who's hitting what?
$198.
About how we should handle the organization because definitely you are the one that should be consulted on all matters with the team because why again? Added right-hander Garrett Whitlock. They made it very clear that we get paid to play baseball, and we need to just focus on playing baseball, so that's where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, buddy.
Oh, my God. If that's truly what they said, then round of applause.
So for everything in this big bitch fest that was the Red Sox this weekend, this was the one part where I actually sided with upper management.
Me too.
Like, I typically wouldn't because I can't stand them all. But on this one, they're right. Guys, shut up. You've underachieved to this point. Shut up and do your jobs. Well, we need to have a say. I have things. Can I take a number like at the deli counter? I'm next. I want to speak to upper management about this. I don't like it. Trevor Story, you bum. Under Alex Cora, you basically had a job for life. No wonder why you're angry. We get it. So shut it.
That's the most important thing out of this, Jim. And as they said, Trevor Story is one of the leaders of the clubhouse, which is a problem because in the end, he's a loser. This guy's a complete loser. He's been a losing baseball player. He sucks. He's sucked for basically 4.5 years, outside of a couple of months last year, which was obviously now a complete and total accident. He's batting 198, and his real problem is he might present himself as a leader, and they might think he's a leader. I mean, he's the captain of the SS 500 because he's never played meaningful baseball ever in his life. I think he's played like 5 playoff games. His real problem here is that Alex Cora was his biggest enabler, and he just got shown the door. And on day one, Tracy walks in or Breslow puts out the lineup or whatever it is, and Story's out of the lineup where he should be on the bench because he sucks. He's not a good baseball player. He hasn't been a good baseball player for years, but Cora let him get away with murder. Now that Cora's out the door, all of a sudden, there might actually be some accountability for Trevor Story. He might not be entitled to something, entitled to playing shortstop, entitled to batting second every day. So Cora's gone. Now he's got a problem with it. If I were them, I'd designate his ass for assignment today. I'd get him out of there. I know he has some more potential than this. He's probably better than 198. It's not worth it. You got to send a message to the players. I'd ship his ass out of town.
Well, you shipped out all of Cora's guys on the coaching staff.
Right. Ship out his guy on the roster.
Right. I mean, it was
Trevor Story.
So they did it with the coaching staff. Again, Breslow kept pitching coach Andrew Bailey, a close friend of his from his playing days. The other Breslow selected members of the pitching group were also spared, even though the Sox began the day ranked 24th in the league in ERA. The only hitting coach to remain was John Staropoulos. Driveline guy.
Get them out of there. Oh, God.
So all the guys that got the gate were Cora guys.
Yep, every single one of them.
Why not do it with the useless crap bags on the roster?
Couldn't agree more. And actually, Julian McWilliams dropped a piece for CBS Sports this morning that I'm going through. They've responded to Trevor Story. I mean, he takes an absolute beating in this, how he's not a good player anymore and all that. Why
Who the hell is this guy? He sucks.
Why even bother? No, I agree. Send a message. But he is a leader in that room. Somebody texted me yesterday, and they said he's speaking for 90% of the room when he says that stuff. Good. 90% of the room out. Because if Trevor Story is your leader, and that's the message, and he's the messenger, you've got bigger problems. You've got culture issues. Get him out of here.
Again, reading from the Athletic report, which is great, because I think they sent, the writer's name is Spencer Nussbaum. I'd never heard of him before. He covers the Nationals. So because they were in Baltimore, they just sent him. And so he comes at it from a little bit of an outside perspective. Maybe he gives you details some of the local guys wouldn't give you. Cotillo would. Cotillo's done a great job.
He's been excellent on this.
But he, was a little more unsparing. Again, he gave us the details of that meeting. The players who showed candidness rarely seen immediately after such drastic changes did not speak during a pregame meeting, Whitlock said. They did not ask questions. Breslow spoke for 2 minutes, and new manager Chad Tracy spoke for 3 to 5 minutes. Red Sox team president Sam Kennedy and owner John Henry stood by a wall in the clubhouse during the meeting and didn't speak. That's such a great detail. Worms. So it's like, you freaking worms. Guys, I mean, just the body language of that. Like, so you know that Breslow and Tracy are standing at the front of the room in front of the guys, and Kennedy and Henry are back in the freaking corner.
A couple of wallflowers.
That is just, oh my God, that is such, guys, John, come on. You can talk, you can do it. You can do it.
I don't want to. It's what
you
I
can
pay them for.
Even just to stand in front of the room and say, you guys, yeah, I do play you to play. So play. Stop sucking. Like, you just,
That's all you gotta say.
Right.
But just to,
I paid you $140 million, you son of a bitch.
I mean, that is weird. It's just a weird to have Kennedy and Henry standing against the wall. Like, God.
I think Henry spoke to the team in spring training, by the way. So it's not like he never does speak to the team.
A few words there, John, would have been in order. I think that's a bigger crime than not talking to the media. I don't expect that at this point. But then this news bomb wrote this, and here's my leader in the clubhouse for a-hole of the day. At the start of clubhouse availability, outfielder Jarren Duran spent several minutes changing from one outfit into another as reporters hovered around his locker. So when he wrote that, I'm like, how many outfits did he go through? Or it was just,
I wondered the same thing.
So outfielder Jarren Duran spent several minutes changing from one outfit into another. Like it's like a Madonna concert or a Taylor Swift concert?
Yeah, so I think it's maybe...
not from his uniform into his clothes, but he was like, did he bring options?
Yeah, it's written weird because then I figured, well, no, it's his clothes into his game uniform or vice versa. But the way it's written,
anyway, I
thought the same thing.
I just stopped on that. Did he bring like 3 shirts and then was choosing? Like Gasper, was he accessorizing? What was he doing? Outfielder Jarren Duran spent several minutes changing from one outfit into another as reporters hovered around his locker. Finally, he turned around, side-eyed a reporter who asked him if he had some time. He then waved the back of his hand towards the horde to dismiss them without saying a word. This left 21-year-old Roman Anthony as the first player to speak for the team in the clubhouse in front of cameras. So just picture Jarren Duran. Okay, first of all, they just fired the manager. He is one of the longer, crazy as it sounds, he's been around longer than some of the,
Right. He's a veteran guy on that team.
He's a veteran guy on the team. I don't know where he ranks in the hierarchy, but he's a veteran guy on the team.
And for better or for worse, often worse, has been one of the faces of the franchise for a number of years now.
So they just fired the manager. It's a big day. The media's going to him for a comment. He spends changing outfits and then turns around and won't even open it, waves the back of his hand at the guys.
Like a king. Like, I can't be bothered. Well, again, look, Jarren Duran probably has a lot on his mind right now trying to find out who yelled something at him in Minnesota,
I was going to ask that. Did they ever find that?
No.
Okay, sidebar. But either way, and then he just lets the media go to the rookie, 21-year-old, and has no problem, Jarren Duran has no problem putting Roman Anthony on the spot because he's more worried about his own crap. And that, to me, is the a-hole of the day right there. That little snippet, that was such a good detail from that writer. That just gives you insight into Jarren Duran.
That stuck out to me like a sore thumb. Same thing in that piece. One of the great a-holes in that clubhouse. And look, Roman Anthony at 21 years old shouldn't be the face of the team. They've put a lot of pressure on him. I think a little bit less of him now, too, who I've now started to refer to as Roman Garoppolo, who's always hurt. And then,
it's odd. So he missed 3 straight days with a bad back.
4. Yep.
4 straight games with a bad back. Cora's fired, and he was in the lineup yesterday.
Yeah,
and he was very happy to talk about Chad Tracy yesterday. He was very happy to talk about how he committed to Brez and Mr. Henry.
Okay.
Anti-Cora guy.
Cora, it was time.
Yeah, no doubt.
Bye-bye. Bye. See you. Okay? It's time for some of those players in the locker room, too. It's time to fumigate the locker room down there.
Story, Duran, those guys have been leaders down there for a while. No wonder you haven't gone anywhere with those guys leading you.
Long commercial-free segment comes your way next.
Now, more of Felger and Mazz. Now, on the Sports Hub.
Listen, when you underperform, there's always concern about blowback. Our job is to do the best we possibly can to block out the noise and make the right decisions for the franchise. But we are well aware the passion in Red Sox Nation is unlike anywhere else, and it goes with the territory. It's what we sign up for. We've been around for a long time. We're from here. We know exactly what our fans expect, and it's our job to achieve our goals. And we have underperformed, and that's a large reason as to why we're sitting here right now.
You must be wondering why you're not hearing from Mazz on this. Mazz, of course, takes this week to go on vacation, and they fire the manager. But Mazz still has something to get off his chest. So let's bring in Mazz, shall we? Mazz is joining us via Zoom. Mazz, why don't you tell the audience where you are?
Do I have to say exactly where I am? Or can I just say that I'm across the pond?
You're over the ocean.
Yes.
How come you don't want to say exactly where you are?
Well, I'd rather not get into it. I don't need some jackass call trying to find out what hotel I'm in. So I figured I would stay out of that particular realm, but I'm across the pond. Can we put it that way?
So you think if you give the country, they can geo-track Mazz to the exact hotel?
He's smart. He's got this figured out.
It might not be that big of a country, for starters. And then secondly, today I was out having a cup of coffee with my wife and my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law. Some guy walks up, sticks out his hand with a South African accent and says, "Mr. Maserati?"
Oh, my God.
Felger and Mazz friend who had ended up here from South Africa, lived in Quincy at Marina Bay for a while and became a Patriots fan.
Okay, well.
So I'm keeping my location secret.
Wherever here is where Mazz is. This is what's crawling up Mazz's backside from the other side of the pond. All seriousness, people shouldn't be afraid to get the help they need. And for many, store brand adult diapers just don't get the job done.
It's true.
So switch to the MVP of adult diapers, North Shore, for even the heaviest control problems. Visit NorthShore.com today and focus on life, not leaks. Mazz, what is your reaction to the firing of Alex Cora?
No, look, to me, this thing is about two things, Mike. This whole story is about two things. One, Craig Breslow won over Alex Cora. That's number one. It is now Craig Breslow's organization. The thing between Breslow and Cora clearly was not working. Cora was starting to take shots again, and that just wasn't going to work. And secondly, I think this is really as much as a result about John Henry doubling down on this whole philosophy now of no mega contracts. We're going to develop from within. There isn't going to be somebody standing in the way, question whether or not we can do it, because I think Cora was the biggest voice pushing back. And now he and all of his loyalists are out the door. Breslow's going to do it Henry's way. And to me, you know, we're going to get a real look as whether or not this thing can work. I am dubious. I am doubtful. I don't think it can work, but it's Craig Breslow's show now.
Did Cora deserve it?
Yes, 100%. And I've said many times he is the wrong manager for the Red Sox at this stage. If they want to do it this way and they want to develop at the major league level, they want to bring up guys and they want to play analytics ball, for lack of a better term, Cora's the wrong guy. They brought him here when they were a different organization. The suspension happened. They were able to leverage him because of that. The mistake he made was re-upping on this most recent contract. That was a mistake. And he played nicely starting right around the Devers deal, and then and for the balance of last season. This year he was starting to lose it again. And I thought that the comment he made Friday night after they lost in Baltimore, when he said, we have a young team, it's my job now to teach them here. And I heard that and said, they're not going to like that. That is I'm not here to win in the big leagues. I'm here to play or develop. That, to me, was a middle finger to ownership and upper management. It was a way to say, okay, you want to tell me that I have to develop players? Then I'm going to tell you that I'm here to be a teacher now. And I thought that comment is the straw that broke the camel's back.
Mazz, Theo Epstein hires Craig Breslow with the Cubs, giving John Henry personal seal of approval prior to the Red Sox offering Breslow a job. Do you think Theo Epstein had anything to do, or was a driving force behind these firings this weekend?
I don't, Murray. I think it was John Henry that was a driving force. I think that they're telling us it's Breslow because they want to empower Breslow. Breslow might have gone in there and said, hey, look, we got to do something here. I'm willing to bet, though, John Henry is the one. Look, at the end of the day, Craig Breslow, if the ownership wanted to keep Alex Cora, then Craig Breslow wasn't going to be able to do it. I mean, they hired him basically, without Craig Breslow really wanting him, and they did the same thing to Chaim Bloom. So this was an ownership hire from the very beginning. To me, it had to be an ownership firing. The part to me that is most stunning is the fact that they wiped out as much of the staff as they did. That is unprecedented. I have never seen that in the middle of a season. Never, not with any team, ever. And so that's the part that I found most stunning. Certainly, Mike, when we talked in the past, recently, I had said to you, I could see Cora getting fired at the end of this year because of the contract. They're going to have to make a decision on Cora by the end of the year at some point anyway, because if they send him in as a lame duck, it's a hard thing to do in a place like Boston. I did not see it coming now, but based on everything we're hearing and seeing, I think it was untenable. And the only other thing I'll add, the fact that they did not take questions from players was the ultimate shut up and play comment. That's exactly what that was. F you guys too. I think there's a real division over there now between a non-uniformed and uniformed, and Tracy is faced with the task of trying to mend that fence. But it sounds like the people Cora was most loyal to, Story, Garrett Whitlock, Jaron Duran, like those guys are pissed. And there's a lot of fence mending to do. To me, this whole year could be down the toilet.
So 2 things, Mazz. First, how hot is the seat for Craig Breslow? And secondly, do you buy that Tracy will be here until the end of the year?
So I was amused. I'll answer the second part first, Matt. I was amused about the Tracy thing, and not because he got the job in the first place. On the one hand, in that press conference yesterday, Breslow said, well, we're completely confident, fully confident in Chad Tracy, and yet they're giving him the interim title. So, well, how confident can you be if you're ready to push the button and kick his ass out the door? So the one reason I give Tracy a real chance is because he's not going to push back. This is a golden opportunity for him. He's going to do exactly what Breslow wants. They're trying to run the organization now through Breslow. From what I understand, he has kept a very small and tight circle over at Fenway Park. And so I don't think anybody there that challenges him or threatens him is gonna last very long. So that's number one. And then as for Breslow, look, it's his ass now. Cora was able to leverage Chaim Bloom out the door because he was in agreement more with Kennedy, and Henry and Kennedy. And so I think there was a relationship there that Bloom could never overcome. In this case now, it's Breslow's show. And if this thing stays belly up, he might get one more year. I don't know if they'll push the button on it at the end of this season, but he better have this thing turned around relatively quickly, or I think he's toast too.
This is What's Crawled Up Mazz's Ass from across the pond. Brought to you by North Shore Adult Diapers. Anything else you got to remove from your keister there, Mazz, before we let you go?
Well, you know what? I'm just sorry I'm not there. It's a horrible time to miss, and I apologize for that.
Oh, would you stop it?
Go enjoy your vacation.
No, please. But that's the way it goes. You go on vacation, then something important happens. Just nothing you can do. All right, Mazz, have a good one.
Hey, Jimmy, make sure you pull the cuts. McCarthy can play him at 6 o'clock.
I've already asked, don't worry.
See you, Mazz.
See ya.
Back to your calls after Matt McCarthy gets you updated. 90 seconds, no commercials.